And now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am Ace, and tonight you're watching another episode of Between the Ropes. That's right, the revamped Between the Ropes tonight, as we shall say. And we have the normal crew with me tonight. We'll go ahead and we'll start out with that man that's over here. He goes by the name of Big B, and the reason he's Big B is because he's the big, bald bully. That's what we call him. So there you go.
What's going on, guys? Glad to be able to join tonight. Birthday weekend, so did that, but I work, so it's fun to get on and talk with you guys.
That is good. Oh, sorry. I was trying to.
Well, thank you.
All right,
Thank
and then
you.
of course we have Mr. Mess Around Dave. Mess Around, how are you doing tonight?
Who? I'm good.
Woo,
I'm good.
woo, woo.
Listen, you're not being very oozy tonight.
You're not feeling very oozy tonight?
No.
No.
Oh no!
Okay.
I said you're not being very oozy tonight.
Oh, wait a minute.
That sounds like something when you have to make a run somewhere. I gotta go oozy.
Right.
All right, and then Christy, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Looking forward to talking wrestling. Glad my team won today.
All right, so with that being said, I'm glad everyone's having a wonderful night so far. We can definitely jump. Yeah, why not? Yeah, we're having a good night.
You're right. It's a great day. Any day is a great day when the Packers lose.
Oh no!
So we're finishing sharing this here. For
Sorry,
somebody who never talks crap about anybody's team, and people always come at me when I don't say crap about anybody else's team. I don't get it.
Right. I don't either.
Oh, he's just feel a little oozy.
Oosie.
It's a Bears pack. I gotta do it. You do the same thing as the Bears lose. Come on.
I don't come at you.
You're happy when the Bears lose too.
I'm happy, but I don't come at you.
I'm not coming at you. I'm coming at all of them, but not just you,
All right.
any Packers fan.
All right, so go ahead. Okay, Steven, we'll go ahead and move on.
Oh, that's not very
Ouch.
juicy.
All right, so we'll go ahead and jump into our first topic tonight, which is just our Monday Night Raw recap. So if anybody's kind of joined the show for the first time tonight, since the revamp, we have revamped a few things. We do things a little differently now. So tonight, Mess Around, you're going to go ahead and give us that Raw recap. So go ahead and jump right into it, my man.
What happened on Raw again?
Hold on.
Mess around's fading to black here.
And curtains.
Okay, so Rollins retained his title, but he's got a new challenger on the rise. Mustafa Ali is not going away anytime soon. He said he's Seth Rollins' problem. Rollins beat Riddle, retained his title. Elias was the ringside for the match. He got involved. I didn't realize how big Elias was, dude. He's a pretty big dude.
Huge dude.
Bobby Lashley destroyed Lesnar. Like, that was crazy.
I didn't think. I never thought that would ever be possible.
That kicked off the show. Lashley was in the ring, called him out. Of course, when you call out the beast, he's gonna come. Speared Lesnar through the barricade and through the announce table, and just kept coming at him, even when the officials were stopping him. The OC defeated Alpha Academy after hitting Gable with the Magic Killer. Judgment Day challenged UFC to Magic Crown Jewel. Styles accepted for his team. Before asking for a match later tonight with Dominic, Dakota Kai and Io Sky defeated Belair and Candice LeRae. Let's see what else. Corbin defeated Ziggler, and that was my favorite part of the Raw, having Corbin come back to Raw with JBL. I don't know if that's going to be a full-time deal, but JBL
and his giant pants
is awesome. Mysterio surprisingly beat AJ Styles with a roll up.
Ooh,
The Miz attacks, but of course, we all knew
wow. Who'd
the
have
Miz was
thunk
going to
it?
try and get out of his match with Dexter Loomis. And he did. He faked a knee injury, and then Johnny Gargano came in and was like, "Hey, Dexter Loomis is here." And of course, Miz jumped up real quick. He's like, "What happened to your knee? I thought you were hurt." And then he attacked Loomis before the match, and the match never happened. And that's all that happened on Raw.
Bummer.
I will tell you, Mess Around, the one thing I will say, and probably everyone here probably agrees with that. I know Dominic right now has some heel heat to it, and I get it. You know, he's on the heel side. But at what point can we, like, it's so hard to take that dude serious.
It is.
Like every time you watch him in the ring,
I can't do it.
or you listen to him on the mic, it's hard to take the dude serious.
Yeah.
That's
Especially
right.
when he's saying the same shit that Rhea just said to him 2 seconds ago.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to rip your arms off.
Pay attention, meathead. You're saying
Exactly.
the same shit that she
And then
said.
you have Rhea.
Right?
Yeah,
Right? Just
and then Rhea doing.
just when you said that Mess Around, it reminded me of 8 Mile. Pay attention,
Right.
meathead. You're saying the same shit that he said.
Right.
Yeah, so
I mean, Dominic's got to go away for a while.
He
I
can with you
mean,
until something suspenseful hits you.
NXT.
well, but
no,
I
I honestly think he just needs to go away. It just needs to go train. He doesn't need to be on NXT, Raw, SmackDown. Just go away, find your craft, come back. He's not a high flyer like his dad, and he's trying to be. He's trying to be a luchador like his dad. He's not. You know, he's double the size of his dad, so he can't be a luchador. Yes, he can fly around the ring, but he's trying to do what his dad does, and he can't do it.
was anybody else surprised that he actually got the
Like
win?
he can't
over
pull up the
AJ?
619
I was
effectively.
really surprised.
No. I figured they would do some kind of fluke thing. I mean, and get him to win. I mean, because they got to build that rivalry up.
I mean, it wasn't clean by any means, but he still got the win, which made me laugh. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You actually let him win against AJ. AJ agreed to this?
Yeah. I just think it's like I'm okay with what they're doing with Judgment Day because they have to make them that heel group.
Yep.
So I like that, but it's just the whole Dominic aspect that they got to do something with him. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's just got to get one of those injuries and take time away, and revamp himself.
Yeah,
he just doesn't seem to fit into Judgment Day at all. I feel like he's just.
I think he fits into Judgment Day just fine. I mean, his mic skills and his wrestling ability right now is just.
I agree. If he didn't talk, he'd be a perfect fit.
I mean, yeah, with like the first promo he cuts, he's all like, it's like sounds like he's growling or something. I'm like, stop growling, dude, and just talk.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna rip you limb from limb.
But what about? Let's go back to a little bit to the Brock Lesnar. I mean, you've seen him come back. He got beat by Roman and crew. Now he got beat by Lashley. I mean, he's supposed to be the beast, but yet, now he's getting mauled by everybody. I mean, what do you think of that?
He didn't lose to Lashley yet, but
no.
But still, like when it comes
I
to
don't
it,
get
though,
it.
No. But I'm saying though, strategically, you have to do that because you can't have Lesnar come out to Lashley every week and destroy him every week. That would make zero sense. So you have to have so the first time Lesnar destroyed Lashley, so now it's kind of you got to make Lashley look strong. So it's like, look, now we're building up to an incredible match at Crown Jewel.
It's not like Roman Reigns destroyed Lesnar by himself. It took a whole.
It took. That's the whole thing. You're right. It took a whole group, but I mean, I get Ace's point that they're building up, and the match should be a powerhouse. I ain't gonna call it a banger, but they're definitely going to be putting on their power. So we'll see what happens to the outcome of that Crown Jewel.
It should definitely, but I'll tell you, it actually is a match that I'm
It's like
looking
the whole
forward to.
bloodline.
Yeah, I think it's a match I'm looking forward to, especially this time, because I know
Yeah.
it's not going to be one of those weird finishes last time how Roman got involved and
Mhm.
speared Lesnar and then cost him. So I think that's the reason I'm really
Mhm.
looking forward to it this time is because I think it's going to actually be Lesnar versus Lashley. And that's and I think that's really what the fans want.
And you don't have MVP lurking around too, so
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. And you don't have,
Yeah.
and you
Right.
don't have that. So, Amy saying hi. So she's telling everybody hi. So
hi, Amy.
there you go. So
Wow.
yeah. So other than that, that's kind of the recap of Raw. Raw was good, but mess around before we do move on to SmackDown. I do want to say, because Christy mentioned something a little bit about this, but I will tell you, I actually forgot how good JBL actually is on the mic.
Yeah, I said that in the comment group. The dude was cool on the mic.
Yeah, I
He's really good on the
completely
mic.
forgot about that. I am a wrestling god.
God. So are we going to see the happy gimmick Corbin come out with the money and stuff like that, or
I don't think so.
No.
They had Baron Corbin.
He
just
went
say
back
his
to being
name on the
Baron
screen.
Corbin when he came out with
Yeah.
JBL. So JBL.
so Baron Corbin the apprentice then,
oversized
or
pants.
No, it was actually just Baron Corbin.
okay,
Wrestling god in training.
Yeah.
wrestling god in training. Yeah, there you go.
That's actually pretty much what he called him when JBL like, I was the wrestling god back in the Attitude Era. He's like, but Baron Corbin is going to be the wrestling god now. So,
And I think Corbin can be that person. I still like the lone wolf Baron Corbin.
no, I
Yeah.
get you, but Baron Corbin has been like, he's a true talent. He's very talented.
Totally
I've always
agree.
liked Corbin. I've always thought he should get one of the big belts. He needs one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Totally
at some
agree.
point,
Makes sense.
I think at some point he probably will.
I hope they build up his character, make it huge, and make him get one of the big belts to make it big.
I think they probably will. All right, mess around. If you want to go ahead and, sorry, not mess around. Christy, if you want to go ahead and touch on SmackDown for us.
Nope, we're doing. Don't know. Saturday. I'm wrong. You're right. Go ahead.
Oh.
I was thinking Tuesday. I was thinking NXT Tuesday, but the Halloween Havoc thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we're doing that.
Okay. So SmackDown. It continues to be dissension in the bloodline, and Sammy being Sammy. And one of the things during the show that Roman specifically told Jey Uso to do this: don't touch Logan Paul, and that's at the end of the show. All I remember is Sammy tried to stop Jey from attacking Logan Paul, but Logan Paul's like, "Screw you, jerk!" and then he goes off and he attacks Logan Paul. So, I don't know.
What else you got for us?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Jeez, I know Legado El Del Fantasma or whatever they call themselves. The group with Zelina Vega. They're going to go after Hit Row. Yep, LA Knight had a match, I think. No, wait, I think that was last week. Oh, crap.
No, but don't forget the
I'm trying to
beginning.
remember all of SmackDown. He said all the Bloodline stuff is the only thing that I can remember off the top of my head.
Yep, the beginning, they took out Sheamus at the very...
Yep, they took out Sheamus, sent him to the hospital.
At the very beginning. Which really makes me wonder if, for some reason, like, they wanted to do this because Sheamus was actually hurt.
That's what I was thinking.
Possibly.
Yeah. It really makes me wonder if he was like dealing with some kind of injury, so they kind of wanted to write him off for a while, which to me would make sense.
Yeah,
It reminds me of what they did to Orton.
yeah.
Yeah, which we still don't know exactly
Excuse me.
what's going on with Orton yet
Yeah.
because we've heard
Yeah,
a lot.
I've heard it's his back, but it could be something else.
Yeah.
Well, it is his back, but what I mean is we don't know. They don't even know when he's coming back yet, if he does.
Yeah.
Which is
I don't know.
So I got the SmackDown recap if you want me to
Mhm.
go ahead with that.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Goodness, yeah.
So you had Bray Wyatt came out and confessed he would do horrible, horrible things on his new journey, and he's a servant now, and he will not apologize for what he does. Liv Morgan defeated Sonya Deville in the double countout.
Mhm.
Liv had a bunch of
Yeah.
sadistic smiles on her face throughout the match, which was kind of crazy. Kind of
Did
a
you
new
see her
character. I'm
gear?
digging
She's
it.
kind of pulling the Harley Quinn look a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Omos shoved Braun Strowman out of the ring. They're gonna have a match at Crown Jewel. McIntyre announced he'll face Karrion Kross in a steel cage match. The women's tag team championship, Damage Control defeated Raquel and Shotzi after Sky landed the moonsault on Blackheart. Women's championship, Ronda Rousey announced an open challenge for next week. The masked version of Wyatt delivered a cryptic message. WWE announced an Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther and Ray on SmackDown in 2 weeks.
Mhm. Gunther! Gunther! Gunther, which
Gunther.
you know, I will tell you that Sami Zayn right now is doing a hell of a
Mhm.
job in the Bloodline storyline.
Yeah.
So over.
Sami
I think he's
Zayn.
way more over than Roman Reigns.
Oh yeah, because Sami Zayn is doing some of the best work of his career
Yep.
right now.
Yeah.
You need to go back to the match with the Jackass guy.
Yeah.
Doing good things ever since that.
Johnny
With-
Knoxville. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Which it's funny because Solo Sikoa actually came out and he left a I guess it was more of a quote during interview, and they asked him, they're like, well, what do you think about working with Sammy? And Solo's like, oh my gosh. He's like, I tell you, he's like, I love working with Sammy. He's like, Sammy is so full of life. And he's like, the hard thing is he's like, I go to Raw and I go to SmackDown and Sammy goes with me, and he's like, Sammy's such a funny guy that there's so many times on Raw and SmackDown when the camera's live, he almost makes me break because he says something dang funny, and I do whatever I can to hold myself, which he's like, I know one day he's going to get me. I know he's going to, but he almost does it every freaking week.
He gets Roman almost every week. I've always seen clips, and you always see Roman turn away and
it's just
laugh.
like Roman is trying his best to keep a straight face, but there have been moments we've
I've
caught him.
seen
He's been
couple
cracking a
times
smile.
when Sammy says something funny, Reigns turns away from the camera so they don't see him laugh.
He has
Yeah.
to though, or else he's gonna laugh. Especially a couple weeks ago. Yeah, well, we are the ones, and you are the biggest number of two of all.
You're massive, number two.
You
And
So,
Roman's all like, I can't.
You're the
I have to
biggest
turn
stain
away
on the
from
bottom
camera.
of
You
Roman.
can't see me cracking a smile here.
so I got a question going into Crown Jewel. I know
Mhm.
we all think Logan Paul, or we all feel Logan Paul's not going to win, but is there a chance possibly
No.
we see Jay try to
No.
help, but somehow flip it and Logan Paul wins by DQ or something? Or
Well, I was gonna tell you, Logan
I
Paul's
don't know.
not winning the belt.
No.
I agree with you, Ace, but it would honestly, I would not be surprised if something happens to where they get a title on it. I don't know.
I hope to God it happens. It would be the funniest thing
If
ever.
it
'cause you have-
happens, I
you
think
have all these
Austin
big names
Theory
that could
gets
not
his
be
passion
him.
opportunity.
You got all
That's
these
cool.
big names that couldn't beat him, and then Logan Paul out of nowhere. One lucky punch is all it takes. That's what Paul said.
Just
I'm
ask Jay
telling you.
Uso. He got hit with a lucky punch, and he was like down for the count.
well, so
that's the thing is they said not to touch him, so Jay, could Roman put him on like kind of suspension type thing? You're not allowed to be around Crown Jewel. He shows up and tries to mend things, but actually causes Logan Paul to win. I mean,
Well, Sami Zayn came at the very end and said the tribal chief told you not to touch him, and
Yep.
and you're doing it, and so it is kind of interesting though. Like,
And
but-
Jay said I'm a hothead.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
which
true. He's a hothead.
which when you're watching it, I think when it comes to it, I know people get the feel that somebody in that group is going to turn, whether it be Sammy, whether it be Jay.
Jimmy.
No,
Can
I
you see
What's he gonna be doing?
don't
Can you
think it'll
see
be
at
Jay.
some point that Sikola gets like too big for his britches and thinks he can take everybody and challenge his reigns?
That's been rumored. I've saw
I've
rumors.
heard it,
that-
but I'm not sure if it's true or not.
I don't know.
I mean, The Rock sent them. We all saw the meme. I mean,
I'm just thinking that if anybody in the group, just one man's opinion, I think that if anybody in the group is going to turn, I think either it will be Sammy or it'll be main event Jay.
Well, the payoff
One
with
of
this
those
whole
two.
Sammy thing's got to be him turning and getting the belt. I
Yeah,
think
or-
anyway.
Well,
Or
They-
him getting
I don't
beaten
think he
up
turns. I
with
think they
Kevin
kick him
Owens
out.
and They challenge the Usos for the tag team titles.
yeah, I was going to say there was a lot of speculation on maybe him turning and then getting Kevin Owens as a tag partner again, and then they challenged the Usos. And I was looking at that going, well, that could be a possibility also, because it could be like a whole thing to where at the end Sammy's like, I got involved with the bloodline so I could purposely break you guys
Yeah.
up from the inside out.
Mm-hmm. Happened to the Wyatt family when Randy Orton joined in. He broke him up from the inside.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
playing mind games,
Right.
I was screwing with you guys the whole time.
which I don't know. It just makes me wonder. I don't know. I'm just thinking it's going to be Sammy or Jay because right now there's not showing any signs of like Jimmy. There's not showing any signs of Solo.
No.
I'm simply seeing Sammy and Jay. Now I could be wrong, but just from what I'm seeing.
Yeah. I'm
It's-
still seeing a Sami Zayn butt kicking by the bloodline.
That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that turning, coming out.
We all thought
So
it was
won't
coming
give
a few
Sammy much
weeks
of an
back.
opportunity to turn because he's going to be too busy getting stomped on.
We all thought it was coming a few weeks back when they swerved us
Oh, with the shirt thing.
with the shirt thing. They
That
swerved us.
was so
a few
funny. I
weeks
thought
back.
Roman was being a dick
Yeah.
at first. And he's like, no, you're never wearing that shirt again because I got you a new one.
I was like, oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Tell me, you guys didn't think a beatdown was coming right there.
I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was coming. I seriously thought it was coming.
I thought it was because Roman was being like, so Sammy, what is your end game here? What are you trying to get? And so at that point, I'm like, oh crap, it's coming,
It
Sammy's-
would have really
It's a
thrown us
beatdown.
all off if the Usos and Solo were like behind Sammy and it was just Sammy and Roman. And that's like, oh, take off that shirt. They ripped the shirt off, and then he's like, oh, I got you a new one, because then we still thought the beatdown was coming, but it would have made it more interesting having them behind him or in the corner waiting.
No,
Yeah.
Sammy tried to get taken
They
out.
swerved us.
Yeah.
yeah.
Plan B.
it-
Totally swerved us.
There's always a plan B.
Plan B. That's right.
There's always a plan B.
Let me ask you though, the biggest swerve that you were thinking of that had to be the Seth Rollins turn
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure.
with the
Did
shield.
not see that coming.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
When I see him grab that chair, I'm like, oh shit, here he comes.
Yes.
And there were some people who thought that Ambrose was going to be the one to turn
Yep.
because he was showing signs of discontent, but it was Rollins who did the turning when he hit Roman with the chair.
Well, I will say though, the second time that the Shield broke up, when Ambrose turned on that night,
Rollins,
I
on the night.
personally felt that was the wrong night to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pulled the trigger on that because Roman had left because
Yeah.
his leukemia had come back and he decided to step
Oh.
away and vacate the Universal title to take care of himself and
Oh.
his health.
Well, yeah,
And
but
I think that the Ambrose heel turn had been hinted at for weeks.
but I
to
was just
pull the
saying.
trigger then that never sat well with me.
Yeah, I was saying that was the only reason why I didn't agree with that then, because he had
Right.
said he was taking time up because of cancer. I'm like, you shouldn't have done that. Like
Yeah.
that was
That was
Yeah,
classic.
that was
that
a
was stupid.
bad night. But anybody
And
else have
Rollins and Ambrose had just won the Raw tag team titles that night too.
anybody else have anything else to add for SmackDown before we
No.
move away here? All right. So now
No, I
we
think you got it.
all right, so we can go to the NXT Halloween Havoc, and I'll tell you, 5-man ladder match was to start that show, and man, that match lived up to the hype that I thought it was going to. You had four guys in the match that could wrestle, and then you had Von Wagner. So other than that, well. But it's kind
Four
of like,
dudes and Von Wagner.
it's kind of like when you look at the pictures, you're like, one of these don't match. Can you pick which one it is?
Von Wagner.
It's kind of like one of those, and you kind of look and you're like, it's Von Wagner. He just doesn't match because
That's
you
yeah, he
had
doesn't
four
fit into
guys.
this. It's like, what is he doing here?
Because you had 4 guys who could flat out wrestle. You had Nathan Frazier, you had Carmelo Hayes, you had Ora Mensah, and then you had Wes Lee. The 4 guys who could flat out wrestle, and then you had a Von Wagner. And you're like, Von Wagner's not a high flyer. He's just a strength guy. He's just a strength guy.
He is.
But he did
has
make
he ever climbed a ladder before? No, I don't think he has.
But he did make a few good. There was a few good spots in that match because of Wagner. When he picked up Wesley and hucked him out of the ring and threw him on the announce table, that was actually pretty cool.
A moment of silence for Wesley. He's now officially dead.
That
out of the ring.
That was cool because I
rest in peace, Wesley.
I was there with the crowd, like going, "Holy shit!" Because I was not expecting somebody to get launched like that.
He's dead.
That was cool. Overall, though, that match was really good. We did make predictions, and I thought I said Wes Lee. I thought I picked him.
I must have missed him.
What?
I know what I did
on the show.
My own picks. I picked Wesley.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, we did the predictions on the show.
No, we didn't have a show.
Wesley was, I will say, I was actually glad that Wesley won because I think that Wesley definitely deserved it.
Too.
He had been going through a lot. He had come a long ways from people absolutely hating the guy. Because
his tag team partner gets fired.
Well, I wasn't only talking about that though. I was talking about because of the rumors and stuff that people were saying towards Wesley that Wesley was abusing his girlfriend and everything else, and so he kind of went through all that, and Wesley's like, I didn't do anything, and then it was founded that he didn't do it. So then when Wesley actually won, a few people were like, yeah, that's it. Give the North American title to a wife beater. And I was like, it already came out and said he didn't do it, but people are still
like, were you paying attention to that fact?
People are still going after him. So I don't, but
it's not fair.
But I still loved the action in this match. For those of you who saw it, did you see when Von Wagner almost hit the fan with the ladder?
I didn't see that. Watch it.
Yeah, he was trying to pull out the long, the long ladder, and he was trying to pull it back, and he wasn't watching where he was, and the ladder was actually on top of the railing, and the lady was standing up, and he went to pull it back, and he pulled it out, and the lady was like, "Oh!" She sat down and went right over her freaking head, and Von.
That could have been a lawsuit.
And Von turned back and
exactly. That could have been a lawsuit. It's like, Von Wagner, dude, be careful with those ladders. They can hurt people.
So it's now
Insane.
now NXT's getting back to how it was before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so
It used to be the NXT. No.
So definitely that to me was close to the match of the night. So
Oh, yeah.
Wesley, congratulations on that win. I loved it.
Awesome.
The next one we had was the casket match.
Oh, a casket match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Grayson Waller was not happy about that
Yep.
one.
We
When he
had
did the
Grayson
spin the
Waller.
wheel, make the deal thing, and it landed on casket match.
Yeah, and it was kind of an interesting situation if you remember during this match when Apollo and Grayson Waller were on the ring apron and Grayson shoves Apollo backwards and Apollo actually falls through the casket and it broke the casket.
Literally
falls
through
through
it.
And Grayson is standing there. Grayson's like, "I won the match," and the referees are like, no, I don't think
Like,
so."
do
They're
you
trying
not
to
know
figure
the
out.
rules of a casket match?
Yeah, but they're like standing there. They're going, "What just happened?" And Grayson's like, "I think I won. I think I won." And everyone's like, "No, because you have to close the lid." But he fell through it. He actually fell through the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Wild.
So in
You know,
the
why
end,
is Apollo? Just quick. Why is Apollo on NXT?
I
Yeah,
think
There's nothing
for
better
him to
for
do.
him to do on the main roster, I think.
Yeah, there was
That's
nothing
why
for him.
they sent him down.
Okay, so they sent him down, or did he? If he choose to go down, that's great. If they sent him down, I think it was a mistake. But okay,
I think he asked to be sent down because he couldn't keep going with that Nigerian tribal thingy he
Yeah.
was doing with Commander
and he
Aziz.
took
Yeah,
his
that was-
accent.
that was-
too. He took
that
his
was a
accent.
dumb gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think since he's in NXT, I think it'll be fine because I think he'll have more stuff to do in NXT. And honestly, I think after a while, I'm going to take a shot in the dark here because they're wanting to tour with NXT now. I would not be surprised if they try and make it like their third show instead of their
Development?
their
Developmental.
developmental show.
I think that's what Triple H originally wanted to do with NXT when he started it, was make it a
Yeah.
standalone third brand on
Yeah.
as part of
Yep.
WWE, but Vince McMahon is like, it's developmental.
But I think it could change.
Because I still remember NXT was part of Survivor Series one year.
Yeah,
Yep.
which was awesome, and I think that you could see it
It was
change.
so
I don't
good.
know for sure, but it overall this was a good match. It doesn't, Big B. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it or not, but
Not yet. I'll go home and definitely do my best to not do a mess around and fall asleep after the first match.
Right.
Dave
I
needs
was reading about it. And a couple things that kind of bothered me about this match.
Mhm.
Grayson Waller sat up like the Undertaker and laughed and was like mocking the Undertaker. That kind of bothered me. And then they like brought out the Druids like the Undertaker had for Cruz, which like I think that's kind of dumb too.
Well, they didn't actually bring it out for him. They brought it out because
Bring another casket.
Yeah, they're bringing out another casket. Which I will say, that's what threw me. Like that was the one thing that threw me off because as I'm watching, the lights go black, and so I was sitting there and I was like, what? What's going on? I was like, is somebody debuting right now? It's like, is somebody going to come out and attack Waller? I'm so confused. What the heck is going on? And then came back up, and they were bringing in another casket. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotcha. So that's why the lights went black. But I thought
it was kind of cool. They brought the Druid out to pay homage to the Undertaker, but having Waller set up and mock the Undertaker, like that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
And of course, we have a Weapons Wild match, and this was involved with Dave's lady here, Cora
Yeah,
Jade.
my new girl.
His new
And-
girlfriend.
and Roxanne Perez, and I'm sorry, mess around. I'm sorry. You're
Diane.
lost.
He's sad. He's so sad right now.
But
See, Dave, all you do is root for losers.
but I do
Okay.
give them credit, especially when they went high on the platform,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Woo.
and Perez like, we're going off, and just bam, and they went back through the table off top of the platform. I was like, that
God.
was
Wow.
awesome.
That was awesome.
What?
I woke up just in time to see that part.
Oh,
Of course you
at least-
did.
At least you get to see that part.
It's like two attractive women wrestling. Let's go.
I thought I heard him say Cora Jade, and it called my name. Like, oh, Cora Jade. Gotta wake up for this.
The
Cora
ending,
Jade. He's just like staring at Cora Jade.
the ending
Ooh, la,
by using the ladders are the chairs. I like that. That was a great ending with the chairs. Perez
Cool.
trying to technically do I forgot what that move was, but yeah, right on the chairs. It was really cool because I know that Cora Jade was trying. She couldn't quite pull it off. Reversal by Perez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Was at the very
It's
end.
called the pop rocks.
Yeah, the pop rocks. Yeah, it was at the very end, and I was like, dude, that was awesome. At that point in time, though, I actually didn't know that the match was going to be over yet. I thought the Cora might kick out because I did take Cora Jade because I knew that they had like Perez on the main roster, so I thought that
Right.
that Cora was going to get the win and Perez was just going to go up to the main roster. But I guess it would make sense that since she won and basically ended this feud with Cora Jade, it would make sense now that Perez gets sent up.
I was with you. I thought Cora was going to win because of that reason too.
Right.
Well, that and
I
because-
picked Roxanne because I think Cora had won their last match. So I thought, it's Roxanne's turn to win one against Cora Jade.
Yeah. No, and it makes sense. They have to even up the series just a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
Overall, though,
Yeah.
it was a good match. I was actually glad to see them utilize the weapons. And some, and now I'm not saying all women's matches, but in some women's matches, even when weapons are there, they're not utilized to the best of their ability. But I thought that they actually did a good job in this match with you. So that was a good match. Now the next one we had the Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp in an ambulance match.
Ooh,
Well,
awesome.
I think everybody knew that Julius Creed had to win and the only reason I'm saying that is because if Julius Creed lost, then Brutus could no longer be there, and I was like, they're not going to let.
Yeah.
Julius
No,
isn't.
they're not.
They're not going to lose.
They're going to
Brutus.
let the Creed brothers stay, so they got to let Julius win this ambulance match.
Which I will say, if it showed you anything in this
Creed
match,
brothers are potential NXT tag team champions. They don't want to lose. They don't want to lose both of them.
yeah. But what I'm saying though, in this match though, the one thing I will give credit to Julius Creed was it showed you the dude can be a good independent wrestler. Like if he was on the solo scene, he kind of reminds me of like a Montez Ford. If Montez Ford broke away from the Street Profits, he could thrive. Yeah. And Julius Creed is like one of those guys. He showed in this match that if he had to break away on the single scene, he could do it. He could do it just fine. And he showed that in this match.
Yeah, he handled Damien Kemp really well.
I was kind of hoping for the first ever tag team ambulance match.
He did a really, really good job.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool.
Yeah. It's like, how
Yeah,
do you get two dudes in the ambulance and slam the door shut without one of them kind of like trying to stick his hands in the door to prevent you from shutting the door on him? So I know Julius Creed did that at least a few times. Damien Kemp trying to slam the door shut on him, and Creed put his hands on there to prevent the door from slamming all the way shut.
did you see his fingers afterwards?
They were pretty bad.
They showed pictures of his fingers afterwards, and I was like,
Bruised
dude,
up.
I gave him props because like one of those Damon Kemp actually smashed the door on his fingers,
Ooh.
and
Yeah, I saw
and-
that. I was like, oh my god.
and he had to hold it, and he's sitting there, and he's like, and he's like, when it happened, he's like, I was trying not to wince in pain. He's like, because it hurt
Yeah.
really bad. I was trying
Oh,
not to
bet.
show it, and I was like, yeah, I bet so. And his fingers were all cut up afterwards. I was like, how did he not get a broken finger?
I'm asking the same question there on that one. Like, how?
But I'm giving a shout out to Julius Creed. A good job in your match with Damon Kemp. The next one, again, Mandy Rose beats Alba Fire. I seriously was not expecting it. I thought Alba Fire was
Please stop
but-
it with that woman.
this had to make Mess Around's night right here. Mandy Rose retaining the title again.
That's right, my other girl coming through.
Sorry,
One
Mr.
loss,
Brown.
1-1. And I just dumped her
Boo.
before it happened too. I'm with Cora.
I seriously thought this was going to be it for Mandy. I really did. I really thought that she was going to lose to Alba Fire, and I thought that Toxic Attraction was going to end up getting called up. I seriously thought it was going to happen. I thought this was the night that Mandy was going to
Yep.
lose, and it just didn't happen. And I was like, oh man.
Well, it probably would have.
Jeez.
There's a referee in there when she hit the glory bomb or whatever it's called.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's the gory bomb, but probably, but still, it's because she had gotten rid of Toxic Attraction minus Mandy.
Gigi and JC.
But-
Yeah,
but
they
she
put
got-
him through a haunted house.
Yeah, so she got rid of him. So I was like, oh, this will be 1-on-1, and then they ended up getting involved in the end, and
Yeah.
Mandy Rose retained
What?
it. I was like, God, I don't have a
Stop
problem.
it.
No, I don't have a problem with Mandy because right now she's on the best run of her life. Like
Yeah.
she's doing better than she's ever done right now. So
No,
like she's
I don't
making
doubt that. It's just like,
she's making the division in NXT right now. Like I'm looking at that going, who could rightfully in NXT right now take the belt off of Mandy Rose?
that's the question I have. Who can do it? Do you have to bring someone down from the main roster to do it, or do you go in and see who is available who can actually do it?
No, I
There's
think
maybe to me personally two names I can think of that on NXT who could beat Mandy, and these are total long shots, and it's Roxanne Perez and Indy Hartwell. That's it, because they have women there who currently are not ready.
Ivy Niles. I think Ivy could.
She could. There's one. I'm leaving out Nikita Lyons and Tiffany Stratton because they're each not ready. They're really green.
Yeah, they're not. Those two are both really green. But if you give them time, I think that they potentially could. But right now,
Yeah, I'm not doubting that.
So right now, it was the right call for Amanda to be champion, but it still would have been cool to see
Yeah.
Alba Fire get it. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Going on to our main event. This to me actually could have been a main roster main event. That's how
Wow.
good.
Like a
That's how good
WrestleMania
this
one.
match was. Like this match
Uh-huh.
could have been put on at WrestleMania, and people would have loved this match. That's how good this
Banger.
match was. People were saying that like NXT, this could have been a potentially 5-star match. That's how good this match was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That good.
you had Braun Dragunov and JD McDonough. So I'm telling you, like in the end, this match it was going so far back and forth that I'm like, oh, JD might get it. Oh, Dragunov might get it, and then Braun, and I'm like, Braun retains. Braun retains.
Cracker.
But still, the match was just so freaking
Amazing.
good.
Did you see where Dragunov pinned Braun, and just as the officials are,
JD
grabs his hand and just looks at him like he's pleading with him. No, please, no.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I haven't either.
Have you guys ever seen that before?
With what?
The when Dragunov was going to pin Braun, the ref was like 1, 2, and as he came down to count to 3, JD jumps in the ring and like grabs the ref hand and holds his arm up from getting to 3, and the ref is like, what the heck? And JD like grabbed his hand right before it hits the mat, and he's just holding it up. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
That's new. I've never seen that.
I know.
Yeah, I've never seen it too, but I'm guessing maybe the ref lost track of where they were in the match. Maybe
Maybe.
No, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so
No, it was kind of cool
I
though.
just know he was gonna.
Like-
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool because the announcers were like, well, that's a great way to stop a pin from happening. I was like, yeah, it is.
Was it like inches away from counting it too?
Huh?
He was
Was
inches
it like
away
inches
from
away
hitting
from
3.
hitting the mat?
okay.
Yep, it was.
Yeah,
And this is like-
he was.
No.
Yeah, he was like inches away, and he grabs his hand. So at that point, I saw it and I was like, that was really cool. I had no problem with it because then at that point I'm like, okay, the match is still going on. I'm not ready to stop watching this yet because it was so good.
It was.
I was going for Dragunov. I do think that at some point
Me too.
Dragunov is going to take the belt off of Braun.
I believe it.
You know, it's interesting though. A lot of people are actually rooting for JD in this match. I actually didn't know that JD had so many fans, but I guess he does.
I guess some of them remember watching him on NXT UK when he was Jordan Devlin, so
Yeah,
that could be part of it.
yeah, and he and people said that he kind of reminds everybody of Finn Balor,
Well, Finn Balor did train him.
right? Yeah,
You know, I just saw a picture of
They
Braun
even
Breaker.
he and Finn even had a match at I think it was NXT UK Takeover Blackpool back in 2019. They had a match and it was so good.
I just
You
saw
what?
the picture of Braun Breaker on Halloween Havoc where he came out with the yellow gear and the thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this dude. I'm like, dude, this guy kind of has a look of Ryback.
Ryback.
I was thinking more
Wow.
Buzz Lightyear.
I'm
with
not
the
even
gear he
kidding.
had
His
'cause
body
of the
style.
colors.
His body style is
Except-
entire.
Except
Yeah,
Braun
he's
is much better than Ryback.
Well, I'm not saying Ryback's
exactly.
on
He's
his level.
way better.
I'm not saying he's on Braun's level. I'm just saying he's got the look of Ryback.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is so funny. He's got a Ryback look.
I'm not
I
trying to compare
His
him. I'm
gear
just
kind of
saying he
reminded
look
me
like.
of Buzz Lightyear. I thought he
Yeah.
was going to say to infinity and beyond.
Let me ask you though. Do you guys actually think he looks like his dad?
Oh no, he looks like Rick or Scotty. I'm sorry, he looks
His
more like
uncle?
Scotty.
You
More
think
like
so?
his uncle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Big Papa Pump.
Papa Pump. Yeah, I was just curious about that because I've heard a lot of different things with people saying, he looks like his dad, but then every time I saw him, I'm like, no, I don't really think he does.
I don't think so either.
I don't think he looks like his dad very much.
He's got
at
the
all.
Steiner blood in him though.
More-
So I
he's
mean,
more
we
like
can't
his uncle,
deny
actually.
that.
No, he does have the
No.
Steiner blood, but he just doesn't look like him.
Yeah.
Are you sure Scott wasn't messing around with his wife? Just saying,
Are you sure Ryback wasn't?
right?
Right back.
I don't know.
Feed me more.
Feed me more. Feed me.
Feed me more.
That's great.
Right. So that was the main event. So now we can finally go into our last topic of the night here, since we're almost at that time. Our last topic
Oh yeah.
of the night was, we see that Triple H is trying to rebuild the tag team division. So does everybody currently, Big B, I'll kind of start out with you. Do you like the direction that Triple H is taking this tag team division to try and rebuild it?
I love it. Give him an A+. I mean, everything he's done has been gold. I mean, Raw and SmackDown, amazing since he took over. I mean, there's been so many good matches. There's been a couple swerves we didn't see coming. A lot of guys he brought back that nobody thought would ever come back. And they're back. And
What about the tag team division though? How, because we know he's trying to rebuild that. So how do you feel about him trying to rebuild that division?
I think he's got a ways to go. I mean, there's not a whole lot out there right now, but he's definitely doing some things. He's bringing guys. He brought the OC back. That's another team for the tag division there, and then still got the Usos, Street Profits, and all those. But it's going to be a while before it gets to where it's going to need to be.
He's trying though. He is.
It's not going to happen overnight for sure.
Well, and that's the thing is, I mean, first off, you got to get both belts off of the Usos to really have a good.
Right.
I mean, unless they're trying to do the one belt thing, but Raw needs a title, SmackDown needs a title. I mean, I can see improvements. I mean, the OC's back. You know, you're writing good matches. You got good teams. I mean, the division's there. It's just how you're going to build it, how you're going to build the storylines. And right now, everybody's gunning for the Usos, you know, per se. So, I mean, you got the Viking Raiders on a whole new level. You got the New Day. You got Street Profits. I mean, you know, so it's there. You got the outline for it. Now we just have to see it go forward.
You got the Brawling Brutes, the Imperium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Big B hit the nail on the head, though. It's not going to change, so you get the titles off you. So at least one of them, so each brand has their own titles.
No, but the point is of him is trying to rebuild it. So
Right.
he's definitely trying. And I know that, you know, some of the tag teams he might have brought back that, you know, people weren't really a fan of, like Hit Row. I get that. But he's trying to do it because he's trying to get more tag teams here. He's trying to make more competition, so it's not the same tag teams over and over and over again.
Yeah, I'll say right now, I'll give it an incomplete on a grade, but the outline's there, and I think first step is, and it might have to be both belts. I mean, they may have to split them up, and then, you know, because right now Usos are dominating everything. I mean,
yeah, no, I get it, but like I think right now, because we've seen in the past, for, you know, since the Usos have had the belt, we've seen them wrestle the Street Profits numerous times. We've seen them wrestle the New Day numerous times. You know, so I think because he's getting these new tag teams here, he's like, okay, now we can finally start getting some newer tag team matches in here than what we've been seeing in the past. And so I think that's what's going to start really helping. And I think that's why sometimes you see these random tag teams thrown together, because he's trying to see what's going to work and what's not. And it's, I don't know, like when they kind of threw Riddle and Randy together, heck, nobody knew if that was going to work, but it ended up working like a charm.
Oh, that turned out to be gold. They were so.
And now down at Superstars or whatever, they got R-Truth and Benjamin working together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, which people might have thought that he might have brought Hurt Business back.
Yeah, no.
But I don't know. But he is going down the right path. He's trying to do what he can. So I will agree with you right now that it is currently incomplete until we can see how much more building or see who else he brings back in is a thing. Because I'm curious to whether when, this whole Wyatt 6 thing, I'm wondering if it's going to be personalities or if it's going to actually be like a stable. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm waiting to see. And right now, you could even have Judgment Day at some point, potentially challenge the Usos at some point for the tag team titles or something. But
Judgment Day needs some titles. I mean, they definitely need to get some titles.
well, from some of the rumors I've read, they have big plans for Finn in the future. So
Yep.
I'm really curious the plans that they have for Finn Balor.
Yeah, to make Judgment Day more credible, they got to get some titles.
Christy's back.
Yeah, I agree with that. They need. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm having some internet problems, so I'm using cellular data right now.
Oh, that's all right.
And I
But
agree
yeah,
with the
that-
whole thing on Judgment Day needing titles. It will help legitimize them in a big way.
So since we're on this point of tag teams, before we go ahead and end it, who's one tag team that you would love for WWE, or let's say that you would love for Triple H to bring back?
It probably won't happen because they're in AEW, but gosh, what were they called? Dax and Wheeler or whatever.
Revival?
Oh, FTR.
The Revival, yeah.
They call
I'd
themselves
love to see them
FTR.
back.
Yeah,
Their contracts are about to
they're out to
expire,
be the
though.
best tag in the world.
Their contracts are about to expire.
I would love to see those guys come back because they're great wrestlers. I mean, probably the best tag team around right now as far as wrestling wise, besides the Usos, obviously.
Mm-hmm. All right, Big B.
If it wasn't due to injury, I'd like to see him bring back Jordan and put him up back with Gable again. But I know, I think his in-ring career is actually over. So outside of that guy, man,
He's working behind the scenes now, ain't he?
what's that?
I think he's working in production now.
Yeah. So, like I said, if it wasn't for injuries, I'd say bring Jordan back. Get the Alpha Academy or Alpha Males back or whatever they were called.
Right.
Outside of that, I mean, the Revival. I know the Young Bucks have stated that they don't want to work for WCW, but maybe bring the Young Bucks.
WCW
or WWF. I'm sorry, WWE. But yeah, I mean, I think that's what I was right though. I think Revival bring them back.
Yeah, for everybody to know, WCW is on its way back.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we are
one night only.
We are at that point now to where we can go ahead and wrap up the show since we're at that point. So, Big B, any final thoughts for you?
Well, except for my big blunder there at the end. Great show, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Always love talking wrestling, and just want to give a shout out. We got a new show coming November 1st. Me and Tim Hendricks are going to do a show. We're going to rank them. So it's just different categories, and we're going to do our top 5. So check that out November 1st.
All right, and then Mess Around. How about for you?
Oh, geez, I don't know. Probably bedtime for me, but I got to go to the store and get some things for my mom who's not feeling well. So
bedtime, okay. And I don't see Christy, but that's all right.
She's doing her John Cena impression.
Yeah, you can't see me. So anyways, we do want to thank everybody for watching. And, of course, you can catch us again next Sunday for another episode of Between the Ropes. So with that, I hope everybody has a fantastic night. And we will see you next Sunday for another episode of Between the Ropes. Have a fantastic freaking night.
Peace.
Chips on that, baby.